Well, there you have it. Quite possibly the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard on the internet. And look, I actually agree with him. More people should be celibate. Specifically these two mother... I am not a religious person, but I'm gonna give this a try. Sweet 6 pound, 4 ounce, sweet baby Jesus. Please make this motherfucker sterile. You know, I thought that after we covered that Luke Beasley video the other day, that this would be the last that we saw of these people. But it turns out that Isabella Moody here decided to bring her husband on to give his thoughts on some things, and I want to get to that video in a minute. But you know, one of the things that drives me nuts about MAGA is when I talk about people like Moody here and her husband and the crazy stuff that they say, people constantly say, well, no, that's not us. Those people, they're just trolling. They're not part of the MAGA movement. They're totally different. This isn't what we think. So I wanted to actually go over a couple other videos before we get to this video to kind of show that this isn't something that is just distinct to these two people. This is in every level, including the pastors that these people follow, give money to, and support. So I want you guys to take a look at this video first, which is a video from Joel Wabon, who is talking about the border crisis and whether or not it would be, biblical to take the lives of immigrants trying to cross the border.
And this is merciful, by the way. I'm not just trying to be unhinged. We need a wall. We need guys on that wall, standing on top of that wall. And if someone starts to approach the wall, there needs to be a warning, back away. If they don't listen to the warning, they need to be shot. They need to be killed. And my point in saying that is because that will be the more merciful option. Because what will end up happening is you'll have a handful of people that get killed, and then thousands of people that don't experience the misery of coming and then having to be removed, and families split up, and all this kind of stuff. That is the more merciful option. That is the way biblical justice is done.
How does that saying go again? There is no hate like Christian love. Yeah, it's a biblical justice to stand on the wall and shoot people that are running from crimes against humanity and looking for a better life. That's biblical justice. If that's biblical justice, you can take your Bible and shove it up your ass. Let me just say this right now. People got mad that Joe Biden said these people are garbage. I don't give a shit if he meant to say just Tony Hinchcliffe. These people are garbage. There is no doubt to it. You can't have a person like this that gets on a live stream and spreads that type of hate against people trying to have a better life. I don't know a lot about Christianity, but I thought it was a lot better than that. And it seems like the most hateful people within MAGA are supposed to be the ones that care the most. They're supposed to be the religious people that believe that Jesus is going to come back. Let me say this right now. If Jesus comes back right now, you ain't going with him. Your ass is getting left behind. If Jesus is real, he's sad and he's disappointed in your ass. And for all the people out there that are like, well, he's just one person. Notice that there's these other two men sitting there nodding along to the things that he says. And there are 16,000, 20,000, 40,000 people watching those videos, hitting that like button, making sure they're subscribed to it, and saying, hell yeah, brother, shoot him at the wall. But the craziness don't end there. This isn't specific to one or two people in the MAGA movement. This is a plague in the MAGA movement. This is an illness that these people have not dealt with, don't want to deal with, and will not do anything about. So take a look at this video. This is a video where another pastor is explaining how people are demons. If you ever want to know why these people think it's okay to just, pop off at the border, well, it's because to most of these people, they don't even think they're human.
Well, here's the spiritual heat map. All right, there it is. See that? Elon Musk posted it. So if you were looking at a map of America, for you podcasters, go to my Twitter account when you get home, take a look at it. It's a vastly expanded red zone. Now, we've seen this before, the rural versus the city vote. We know that. But what does it tell you from a spiritual perspective? It tells you that principalities and powers concentrate where populations are the most concentrated. It's kind of an interesting thing how when Babel gets built and everybody's in one location, it's easier. You go to Washington, D.C., it's a spiritual environment. You go out to Hollywood, it's a spiritual environment. It's as though the spirit realm comes down upon the high concentrations of people and then gets into the institutions there as much as possible to create a blue zone.
A spiritual heat map to show you where all those evil Democrats are that want to give health care to women or free lunches to kids, or God forbid, they just want you to stop saying the N-word. I think most of these people have not read the actual Bible. It's insane that so many of these people think that they are on the side of good and that they are just. If I ever wanted to show my children what they should never be like in their entire lives, I could just show them video after video of these supposed pastors that are supposed Christians and go, just don't be like them and you should be okay. But if that wasn't enough, well, I would just show them videos of Isabella Moody and her husband here, who has one of the worst beards I have ever seen in my life. My guy, just give up. That attempt at growing a beard screams, I haven't quite finished puberty. So I'm going to play this video for you. You guys can go ahead and watch this and you can decide for yourself exactly which one of these people is the most insane. And I want you to keep in mind, these two have a daughter.
No birth control, nothing, because I'm not going to have gay sex. And like gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh, well, like we just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. No, like, dude, sex is about having children. It's about having babies. Like you pump yourself full of birth control and then you have sex with your wife and like there's no purpose there except just pleasure. That's the only purpose.
Should people
pleasure.
who are born like infertile have sex?
It depends. Listen, I am pro like people committing to celibacy for the rest of their life. I am pro like that. And if that was something that they couldn't have babies, I believe that they should have that choice there.
Well, they have a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is that what you believe is correct? Infertile people, no sex for you.
I think that it's crazy. Infertile people don't think. I don't see anybody really saying that, hey, I'm infertile, so I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm not going to touch sex. I'm not going to have sex.
You think it's crazy people don't say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you have it. Quite possibly the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard on the internet. And look, I actually agree with him. More people should be celibate. Specifically these two motherfuckers. I am not a religious person, but I'm going to give this a try. Sweet 6 pound, 4 ounce, sweet baby Jesus. Please make this motherfucker sterile. That's my best. That's all I got. All right, guys. Well, I don't know. You guys have seen more than I have on this shit, so you guys let me know. Is this the dumbest shit you have ever seen, or is it the dumbest shit you have ever seen? All right, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Go ahead and leave your opinions on this shit in the comments, and I hope to see you next time.